Hi, welcome to Hobby Envoy. I'm Cole, and today we're going to do something a little different. Instead of talking about a specific model we're building, we're going to be talking about light boxes. Now, before I'd started the channel, I had been taking pictures of miniatures I'd painted to share with friends. And even at that point, I understood you couldn't just expect to take a good picture by just plopping your work down on a desk and quickly snapping something with your phone. My solution at that time was to simply take a piece of paper, lean against the wall to create a curve like so, and essentially create a de facto light box for the miniatures, and the results looked fairly good for what they were. However, when I started this channel, I understood that the piece of paper method wasn't going to cut it. A major contributing reason for why that wasn't going to work is because a miniature is a lot smaller than the principal subject of even the smallest of gunpla. So, my solution, buy a light box. Particularly this thing. Now, in all the videos that have been posted on the channel so far, the miniatures have been displayed in this light box. And I don't think it'd be a surprise to anyone for me to say that the results were not good. Now, this light box worked reasonably okay for what I paid for it. However, it has a number of flaws that really should have been expected for paying $20 for a cheap mobile light box that you buy on Amazon. And I've been looking for a solution so I can take better images to put in the videos. Now, the higher quality commercial options are in the $100 plus range, and I wasn't exactly interested in paying $150, $200, $300 for a light box. So, I decided I was going to build my own. And that's what we're going to be doing today, building the new light box for the channel. Now, before we get into it, I do have to give credit to the YouTube channel Tabletop Minions, and because I'm using essentially his blueprint for creating a light box. So credit for the idea for the construction of this goes to him. Now, the first thing you're going to need to build your light box is a box. So we've got this big guy right here that is getting stuck. This is the box that my microwave was shipped in. I think Tabletop Minions uses a much smaller box. However, I want to be able to display things like master grades, so big box it is. And the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna cut off all these lid flaps. Okay, time skip. Got the lid flaps cut off. And I also did some duct tape around the rims, if for no other reason than to make it look slightly less scuffed. So the next part is to cut 3 holes into the top and sides of the box. And this will allow us to let our light into the light box. All right, now that we've got our holes cut and duct taped, the next step is to take this kind of packing tissue paper that you'd see in like gift wrapping and stuff. And we're gonna put it over each of the holes. This will help diffuse the light into the box when the box is lit. Now that we've got our tissue paper applied and the windows for our light box created, the only thing we have left to do is to create the backdrop. To do this, we just have some decoration paper that we're going to drape down inside the box. And the goal is to create that curve in the back so there's no corners. I learned from the Tabletop Minions video that that effect is something called a cyclotron, if I remember correctly, which sounds made up, but it's not. Now that we have our completed light box, the only thing left to do is to test it. And I think for our first test subject, we're going to use the first gunpla that I ever built, Char's Zaku 2. And we'll do it head to head with the old Lightbox I've been using for the videos. And we'll see in which one it looks better. Before we go to our Lightbox test, the only thing I neglected to leave out is our light source, which we'll be using 3 of these clamp lights. They're really inexpensive. I got a pack of 6 of them on Amazon for like 30 bucks. And we'll see how they work. Now the results of the comparison are interesting. With the $20 Amazon Chinesium light box, the lighting is actually very even. However, because the box is so narrow, we can't actually take a video of it without seeing the walls of the light box surrounding it. With my homemade construction, there's more shadowing on the model. However, we can pull back to the point where we can fit almost the entire model without seeing the walls of the light box. Where the new Lightbox really shine though is in taking close-up still images, where the lighting and the extra space allowed for the creation of dramatic and intentional imaging. Given the results of the test, I think I may go through with getting rid of the Amazon Lightbox and continue with my homemade one. But I may retire the turntable and switch to a method of imaging the models with intentional glamour shots. I think this may allow for a better representation of my work going forward, and I'm looking forward to seeing those results for some smaller models and even miniatures in videos to come. And with that, I hope you enjoyed the video. I apologize if you hear a little whirring sound in the background in this after action report part of the video. That is really hot up in this room and my modem is struggling. So if you can hear that, that's what that sound is. I am still working on the next real model video. The model itself is constructed, I just got some more work to do. And I'm looking forward to bringing that to you in the next one. And I'll catch you then. Later.